good afternoon or night or morning or whatever it is where you are. Hello, hello. I'm tired. I woke up really energized. I even danced my way this morning to the bathroom before getting ready. And then I saw that my numbers on my subscriber count was getting higher and it freaked me out. So I started mixing the cover and I was like, oh my god, wait, I'm not ready yet, wait. Okay, the good thing is I didn't finish the art for the cover because I didn't expect to change my design when I first decided to do this cover. And here I am. So I'm gonna have to redraw it. Luckily I only got to the line art phase of this cover art. So we're good. We're good to go. We're safe. The only problem is now we have to draw. I'm not even done mixing it yet because I hate my singing voice, so I don't know. Like I hear it and I'm like, ugh, ugh. Not only that, I'm still learning how to mix, so it doesn't even sound like a professional level, but it's there. It's getting there. It's slowly getting there. But please slow down with the subscribers. I know most of you came here from the live 2D showcase. I know that's where most of you have come from. I swear to God, slow down real quick. Let me gather my shit together. I don't even know how I'm gonna plan this Valorant tournament for the custom game. Because the thing is, I want everyone to at least be on a team with me. But I might have to do 4v4s in order for that to happen. Wait, no. Cause then it's still off. Cause then, man, never mind. It's okay. The thing is, I want everyone to at least be like teamed up with me at least once. That's the thing. But that means someone will have to. Each person has to stay for at least 3 rounds if they didn't get to team up with me. Fuck. I didn't think this through. Because I feel like it'd be nice to have some teamed up, you know, and some not teamed up. But the issue is, how's it? I'm thinking about it. I don't know how it's gonna work. It should work. It should work. Just know that don't get butthurt when I add you as a friend on Valorant and then unfriend you after, because it's just for the custom game. But please slow down. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. We're so close already. I swear to God, take your time. Take your time. We just hit 900 yesterday, and in an instant from everything else, it's all so close to 1,000. Please slow down. Just hold out until I can get it done, and then you guys can just spam it. All right. It's gonna be a while before I hit 5K for the next goal, anyways. Gonna be honest with you, I thought it would take longer before hitting 1K, but here I am struggling with it, so that's fun, I guess. But yeah, today I was supposed to play Maple Story. I was supposed to set up my account and everything, but it was in maintenance and I could not get it to work or open, so that was kind of on me. I was supposed to do it ahead of time, but I never did. So, you know, Maple Story will be pushed to tomorrow, so I just switched the days. Anyways, today is the day we continue our relationship with Holden. Oh shit, wrong one. Holding these nuts in your mouth. Sorry, that was funny to me. I don't know how loud the sound is, but we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna roll with it. Okay, now where's the game? The game. Gum sounds really good right now. The game. You You are the only exception. And something. So Here we go. We're continuing step 3. I didn't finish step 3 at all, so we're gonna continue it. Continue! We only got 2 1, but these are the ones we have to get done today. Hopefully I can get them done in a matter of time. At least, hopefully. Can you guys hear it? Is it good? Can you guys hear the music? I feel like you guys can't. You know what, let me make it like a little bit louder. How's that? I'm like, wait. Can you guys even hear it? I feel like it's really quiet. Make it a little bit more louder. Hold on. Alright, I'm just trying to listen and hope that it sounds good. So yeah. We had recently started dating Holden. I mean Cove. Recently dating Cove. Holden is his last name. Fuck. We recently started dating Cove. And yeah, that's about it. That's all I can remember. From the moment you woke up, you knew that today was going to be busier than usual. There was a list of errands that needed to be finished before the day was done. First up was visiting one of the biggest farmers market in the area. It was only open 2 weekends a month during certain parts of the year. What? It was rare that you and your family were able to attend, so your moms liked to make the most out of every minute of it. And you realized it was not just them feeling that way when you heard a whistle from your left side. Hello, Mr. Holden. Hi. Wow, this is a swanky show. Vegetables I've never seen seem so highbrow. Seriously, they don't mess around with their products.
Isn't that great?
Liz crossed her arms. You could tell she was amused. Ah! Oh my god, it's our boyfriend chat! We couldn't have picked a more perfect trip. It's been so long since we had a true family outing. Her teasing tone said more than she actually did. Your next door neighbors had joined you this day, and that's what made it a true family outing. Their parents laughed approvingly. Out of the corner of your eye, you caught Cove looking at you pathetically. Some things never changed, and some jokes never died. You'd long accepted that. Aww. I have a weakness for long hair. You're excited to check things out. You thought this trip might be fun. You shrugged, feeling indifferent. You felt uncomfortable. You were in a bad mood. You know what? I'm excited to check things out. I still go into the store excited about what the store offers, even though I've been in it like 500 times. There were so many stalls. You couldn't even... You couldn't even imagine what hidden gems you might find among them. Among us? Bubbling with anticipation, you smiled. Well, I'm ready to get started. I've got plenty of dishes in mind I could use for ingredients. Before your moms responded to that, they glanced at each other and smiled. Yes, that's a very good idea, Cliff. This place is much larger than it seems. It's difficult to visit each part in a single day.
I got it.
Got it. Got it. Smash, so true. Mr. Holden is hot. I'm sure we could make a decent dent together at least. Actually, since there are so many of us this time, we could take different sides of the market.
Sounds good.
Divide and conquer, eh? That sounds brilliant. Everyone watched her mom's surprise. No. Oh shit! I inhaled wrong! And this spit, like, dirty it to the back of my throat with like a knife. Oh, that hurt. I like inhaled and it felt like, imagine if it was a bug. It might have been a bug. It might have been a bug. Man, that hurted. Oh. No one had considered that an option, but your mom flashed the group with a dazzling smile, continuing with the thought. Though, it's a little unfair that there are 4 Bliff family members and only 2 Holden here. So I'll go with you boys to even it out the odds.
Okay.
That's fine with me. Cliff scratched the back of his neck and slowly met Cove's stare. They both seemed unconvinced but weren't sure what to say about it. Don't worry, we'll be apart for only a few hours, and then we'll have something to talk about at the end of it. Father and son ultimately nodded. This wasn't an argument they were going to win.
All right.
I don't get the point, but I also don't mind spending the first part of the trip with Lem and Ma. Ma clapped her hands together at that. Wonderful. Are the teams ready to go? Hey, I didn't grit anything. Yeah, let's go. Delighted, Ma hooked an arm around you in a little side hug. You grinned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lem. Taking the lead, Mom walked over towards Cove and Cliff, who were still eyeing her confusingly.
Let's go.
Come on, boys. We're heading out now. I'm completely and totally on time. You're late, and I will never forgive you for it. No, I'm kidding. Ugh, my chair keeps making creaking noise. See? Sure. Okay. Cove looked at you softly and found himself pulled forward, stopping in front of you. His expression flickered for a moment, hesitant. Oh my god, I didn't notice his little hair thingies. So cute.
Bye.
He's so cute. Bye. Cove lightly took one of your hands in his hand and gave it a squeeze. He dipped his face forward, wanting to kiss farewell. Oh my! When instead he stopped midway, his whole body stiff. He jerked his gaze back at your mom, and you realized that she had grabbed the hem of his shirt. She gave it a small tug before letting him go.
No.
Time's a wasting, Cove, and I've known you long enough to be aware that you're one to linger. But I don't stop you now, you only drag your feet on parting ways more. The 2 of you can snuggle and make out as much as you want later. We have important shopping to do now. Cove gasped at what he felt was a truly obscene thing to say. Oh, that's so cute! His face burned red, but that was ignored by him. He spoke with an unimpressed roll of eyes.
Seriously?
You don't need to literally pull me away from Lem. I'm not that clingy. Aww. God damn it. I could only feel love from fucking romance simulation shit. Mom shook her head. Cove's eyebrows raised over the reaction, and he turned to Ma. She wouldn't meet his eyes. She wouldn't meet his eye as she whistled innocently. Oh my god. My chair keeps cracking. Liz smirked ear to ear, and Cove whipped his head towards his dad. Mr. Holden couldn't offer anything more than an apologetic shrug. It was only then that it was dawned on Cove that everyone did think he was that needy. Finally, he dared to face you with wide, pleading eyes. Wait, that's so cute! Oh. Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I like the clingy. And you meant it. You very much enjoyed Cove's company and his affectionate nature, but that wasn't exactly a denial of what he was being accused of. Mom's smile grew. Cove couldn't believe that he was being completely outnumbered. His mouth twisted as he struggled to come up with something to say in his defense. Yeah, well, so what? That admission had Liz, your moms, and his dad bursting into laughter. Cove grimaced, and walked several steps from the group before stopping. He clearly wanted to move on, so much that he was physically moving away. He smiled softly and waved goodbye. When he noticed Cove's mouth pulled up into a bent smile of his own, and he seemed to feel a bit better.
See you later.
Take care of yourselves. At that, Mom picked a direction and set out to the market with Mr. Holden and Cove following behind her. Grinning, Mom set them off with a big smile. Liz gave a daintier goodbye wave herself. Despite the change of plans, you were still glad to be here. You felt like the change in plans was a good idea. Yeah, it was a good idea. Altogether, there were 6 of you, so you could already imagine how long it would have taken to get through even a fraction of the stalls. Smiling, you look forward to spending some quality time with Ma and Liz. When they were gone, Ma cheerily turned towards you and Liz. She put her hands on her hips. Do you think there will be any nice ginger around here? We'll have to find out. You nodded in agreement, keen to truly get the trip going. Ma led you both into a busier market. My model eyes are being weird. Where's my model? Hold on, let me fix it. My eyes are just that chunky, I see. Oh well. Some time passed browsing, and there were only a few stalls you stopped at. You had fun chatting and laughing, pointing out various things to Ma and Liz, and vice versa. At that point, Ma stopped suddenly. She put a hand on her belly and gave a half-hearted smile. I think I should have used the bathroom before we left home like the 2 of you responsibly did. Just need a pee?
Yes.
Yes, Liz. I'll have to visit the ladies' room now. Shall we go with you? Ma craned forward as she struggled to pinpoint the direction she needed to go. She gently considered your suggestion. There's no need to worry about me for this, or waste time standing around. Keep on shopping. Though, actually, I might need help finding my way. Can you please come, Liz? You and your sister have to stare at each other wait, what the fuck? Oh my god, look. I can't read. How dare my OBS disconnect on me? How dare. My reading was so bad that it fucking disconnected. I'm sorry, okay? Words are hard to process. Ma giggled, unfazed by the resistance. Liz, meanwhile, tipped the brow of her hat up, watching Ma skeptically. Soon enough, Mom will have to handle doing these things of her errands on her own. This makes good practice. What? Ma hooked an arm around Liz's and pulled her along.
Have fun.
We'll find each other again later. Excuse me. Guess you waved. Dumbstruck, you gave a small wave as they faded into the crowd. They were out of sight within moments. And what started as a group outing rapidly became you. Entirely on your own. Damn, how rude. You thought screw them? You were done with it. You felt great being like, you thought Mom was being ruthless, but you didn't really mind? I don't know what to think. I just got left behind. You still couldn't believe Ma just did that. There wasn't a single doubt in your mind that she had some ulterior motives. But for now, you had to figure out what to do next. You walked off on your own. You found a place to sit where you were left. Lonely. I'm so lonely. Yeah, let's text our boyfriend chat. At that point, you had no interest in your mom's plan. If they weren't going to stick around to follow it through, you were going to do what you actually wanted. Taking out your phone, you quickly pulled your chat with Cove up and sent, "Want to shop together? Or could I join your group?" And Ma and Liz went off by themselves and left me. It wasn't long at all before you got a response back. Cove responded in rapid-fire messages. What? Wait, where are you? You took a survey of your surroundings and then sent him a description of where you were and the path you took to get there. While you waited for his response, you watched all the people moving around and past you. There wasn't a single familiar face. When your phone received a text, you breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, I'm on my way. Great, thanks. Cove couldn't get there fast enough. There wasn't any reason that you could think of why you had to wander around the market alone. When you were certain Cove wasn't sending any more messages for now, you went to put your phone away. The familiar keychain caught your eye, bringing a warm smile to your lips. It was so easy to remember those early days of your relationship with Cove. His pink cast, his big sad eyes, his frustration with his parents, but through it all, he was there. Since you met him, Cove had always been there, had grown up to really appreciate what it meant. You placed your phone back where it belonged and checked around for a nearby stall to kill the time. Once, one pulled your focus. While most stalls were selling various garden-grown fruits, this one had an array of homemade fudge. There were even vegan versions of every option. I want to get closer. Chocolate, white peppermint, toffee, key lime, chocolate peanut butter, caramel, cookies and cream, white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate mint. This, oh my god, this sounds like fucking amazing. I want to eat it all. You sidestepped past a few other people and got yourself in front of the counter for a better look. There was a widespread dozens and dozens of delicately cut squares of decadence. Yes. The owner smiled and approached you to explain their shop. The fudge is sold in boxes for 4 pieces. They either can be all the same, all different, or any mix you like. Are you looking to buy any today? I want to share a box with everyone. The whole selection was too good not to share. And a box for Cove. Looking at these treats made me think of Cove. You grinned, hoped he liked what you picked out. And that was all. Yeah, I could use some fudge. I'm glad you came to the right place then. For the group, you picked... what if we just get everything? White chocolate, red velvet, peppermint, cookies and cream, caramel swirl. Let's just get all of them. You think I could get all of them? Oh, wait. Wait, what the hell? Oh, that was it? Wait, what? Red velvet and... Oh, shit, wait, I could have got I thought I was done. Oh my god, wait, I didn't even know. I just got the same thing. I thought it was my order for Cove. Whoopsies. You'll have to try to imagine how Cove might react when you presented this to him. Everyone else was definitely going to be happy when you regrouped later. You paid and there was no stopping at the large grin going all across your face. Pivoting on your heels, you wove your way back to where you were initially. You kept yourself on alert, trying to spot Cove among the crowd. For the next several minutes, you stood there, on a high alert, trying to spot Cove among the crowd. You broke into a smile when you saw his familiar seafoam hair sticking out from above the masses. Oh my god. Reading the game with your eyes closed? I know, I'm just that good. I'm just that good. It's just the way my camera is faced. And I'm looking down to read, so it looks like I'm like closing my eyes. So, you know, it... Unless I lean back. This is so relaxing, leaning back in the chair. He hadn't seen you yet, but Cove was walking with purpose in your direction. You noticed he was hefting a couple of bags in his hands. Cove! Over here! He instantly stopped dead in his tracks. Alert, Cove's head snapped up and his eyes searched the crowd until they landed on you. His whole demeanor brightened up the sight. Mom! And even from a distance, you could tell his mood shifted again. He seemed serious. He weaved through passersby awkwardly in an attempt to get through as fast as reasonably possible, nearly stumbling more than once. It only took a moment for him to arrive.
Are you okay?
Aww. How cute. Yeah. Aww. Yeah. What did my mom think about you coming? I have no idea. Yours weren't the only ones to just leave. Your mom took my dad before you even messaged. You're kidding. I wish. I can't believe this happened to both of us. They planned it. They had to. But I don't know why. Are they pranking us? I don't know either. You meant it. You couldn't fathom what your bones were up to. Cove shook his head, trying to clear his mind.
So...
Oh, his voice is so cute, bro. His change of tone caught your attention. You watched his eyes start to twinkle with mischief as his mouth opened into a cheeky smile. You know, it is technically later, and your mom isn't around this time. You chuckled, knowing exactly what he was implying. That incident was already replaying in your head. I'm gonna kiss him, chat. Choo! You stepped closer, placing a hand on his upper arm. Cove beamed and leaned in. It was quick, too quick, but you could feel him smile through it. When you both did part, Cove chuckled affectionately. I'm glad it's later.
Me too.
This is so cute! I hate being a hopeless romantic. My heart. I can only feel things through the 2D. So, his gaze wandered off as if one of your parents might simply appear if he kept checking. You could tell he was still processing the situation. He scratched the back of his head, looking sheepish. Do you still want to go shopping with me? Definitely. Excuse me. Cove beamed, and you were... My nose was tickling, and I thought it was a sneeze. Wait. Nope. Not coming out. Cove beamed, and you were ecstatic at the thought of spending the rest of the trip with him. It was finally time to take some control back over your day.
Don't worry about it.
Even if we have to make our own fun, we're gonna have a good trip. Cove smiled at you encouragingly. It made you feel more optimistic now, a little more helpful. Glad that he was there. Still overall unhappy. Nothing. It was a terrible trip either way. Damn! No, more optimistic. Having him there was already comforting. The fuck? And now he also seemed determined to improve your day by any means. That had you looking forward to what was coming next. So, where to first? I don't mind going back the way I came, if it's new to you. It's not hard to miss stuff, even if I've gone past it. What have you gotten? Cove shuffled his bags around and started pulling them open so you could peek inside each one. You could recognize the array of things he picked up around the market. I mostly got typical things I can use pretty easily so far. Nothing super exciting. There were a few tomatoes, some lemons, and sweet potatoes, among other things that were wrapped up so you couldn't even discern what they were. Oh gosh, reading. Okay. What Cove bought made sense, but it is far from the complete selection. You glanced around at nearby stalls. Want to start over there? Cove followed your eyes as you pointed at one of the larger stalls, sold several kinds of staple fruits and vegetables.
Come on.
Aww. Once a few people finished paying and moved, you and Cove got yourselves directly in front of the shop. There are so many things to pick from. Oranges, apples, peaches, onion! Blech! Disgusting! We'll get apples, oranges, peaches, strawberries. Oh fuck, wait. Potatoes! Carrots! Oh, we're getting everything besides onions. Fuck them onions. Oh my god, I almost cooked onions. Get the... Disgusting! Get out of here. The shop owner put your selection together and handed it to you in a few bags. Happily, you paid and waited for Cove to make his purchase. Ready to go? Cove grinned, satisfied with his new choices. He had added another bag to his small but growing collection, and you nodded. Actually, before moving on and everything, I was wondering if you'd want to hold hands while we're shopping? Ah! That's so cute! It's so cute. What the hell? Okay, yeah. You were holding on to his hand. There was no way you could say no to that face. Delighted, you laced your fingers with his without hesitation. Cove squeezed your hand back. With renewed eagerness, your boyfriend nodded his head in the direction that you had been going towards. This is so cute. I'm so lonely. God damn it, this is why I can't play games like this. Okay, now let's go. Together, you and Cove wandered the market on the lookout for any stalls that caught your attention. Cove was walking around with a spring in his step, talking about the various meal ideas he had in mind. After a while, you had to go greater distances to find something of interest. Several of the stalls were selling the same goods. It was only a matter now of which you wanted to buy from. You continue ambling down the path until Cove stopped suddenly, literally pulling you away from your thoughts. Cove? You followed his eye line past the crowds. Immediately, you knew what grabbed him: homemade jams and local honey. The stall was glittering with quaint glass jars stacked high, each encasing gels of varying colors. Cove's eyes were practically sparkling at that sight. His feet automatically began to take him there, likely without being fully aware he had made an unexplained detour. When you got closer, you were surprised there were even more varieties than you thought. There were even different honeys based on what type of pollen the bee used. Cove's focus seemed torn up between a bottle of blackberry jam and one of the clover honey. What on earth could you possibly want at this stall? Oh my god, yes! Do you want some honey, honey? Dumbfounded, Cove nodded in response. His face was burning red. You grinned, way too pleased with your own joke. You thought things over for yourself. Hello! Let's see. Apricot, clover honey. Orange blossom honey. Ooh, that sounds really good. Wait. Let's get that one and strawberry jam. You paid and the shop owner started putting together your order. They carefully packed it in a single bag with paper. Thank you very much. Amused, you watched Cove give in and just buy both the clover honey and the blackberry jam. He also went all in, getting spring wildflower honey and plum jam too. The shop owner thoughtfully wrapped each in brown paper to protect them before putting them away in a bag. He handed the purchase to Cove.
Thank you.
Aww. You both stepped away from the stall. Cove didn't fail to notice the look you'd been giving him since he agonized over his toast toppers. Hey, this doesn't go bad for a long time. So why not stock up? I could have chosen one if I wanted to. Alright, Cove. It'll be nice to enjoy snacking on it for a while. As he began to stroll, Cove looked up at the sky. He smiled. It was sort of unexpected, considering all of this was technically an errand, and unexpected changes often upset him. But he was happy, and Cove liked doing this kind of normal thing. And you could tell that Cove especially enjoyed these kinds of things with you. And your character's memble. Yeah! You blushed again about how comfortable doing this with Cove felt. Yeah! It felt more than normal or mundane. It felt right. I'm glad we're so domestic. I wonder what the others are doing now. You remained silent. Yes. And you meant it. Cove's good mood was only helping to boost your own, and you were thankful for that.
So?
Are you? Mm-hmm. You put an emphasis on the popping P. Oh, yep! I can't do that. My lips aren't chapped. Yep. There we go. Cove chuckled at your response, happy to see a change for the better in your mood. Later, when you spotted a less crowded area, you took a break from browsing. Cove started rummaging through one of his bags, just to check on how his goods were doing. A smile grew on his face as he went on to the next. He chuckled, knowing that Cove wouldn't let anything go to waste. There wasn't a single doubt. He was gonna eat it all. You held a hand in front of your face as you squinted upwards. The sun had moved quite a bit. You'd been at the market for a good while now. Neither your feet nor your arms were sore right now, and Cove looked to be doing fine too. But that was something that could be coming. There was a price to pay for this much shopping, and it wasn't always just in money. Want me to carry? Could you carry my things? Want a piggyback ride? You want a piggyback ride? Hello! It's going good. How are you? Croaking? Wait, like a frog? Like a frog croak? Like a ribbit? I just noticed. Cove gave you an odd look. An odd look until he realized that you were completely serious. He burst into laughter. Come on. You might... Oh, nothing. Go back. You might not have been as tall as he was, but you had strength. His chuckle died down, and you could tell Cove was somewhat considering your offer, but he shook his head.
I mean...
Oh, his voice is so cute. I've got all these bags, and I don't really want to do piggyback rides. My dad was the only one I ever got them from. I can do it, Cove, and I want to. Give it a try. Some parts I 3D. Nice. Hello. Well, he twisted in place uncomfortably while you continued to stand firm, and then he relented. All right, we can try. Oh my god, wait, I'm actually gonna give him a piggyback ride? Thank you! Slow down though, the cover isn't even near as close to done. Please! I'm not ready. I'm not ready. We just recently hit 900 yesterday. Slow down. A grin broke out on your face. Just sorry for that. No worries, no worries. Oh, just be. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense now. Nice. I can never paint figures. I'm too shaky for that. I'm too shaky. Again, a grin broke out on your face. Somehow that was meant to be a favor for him. Oh, meant to be a favor for him ended up like he was going to the trouble for you, and you had still won this round. Okay, up you go. You crouched down low for Cove to get on. Cautiously, he draped himself against your back and wrapped his arms around your neck. He tried tucking his long legs and as he slowly stood up a bit, while you worked getting your hands around to hold. But it was awkward with all the bags, so you could turn it off. I'm giving him a piggyback ride! His voice came out in disbelieving squeak. Cove was still on while you were standing upright. You did it. His grip was so tight it was slightly uncomfortable, but there was no stopping the grin growing on your face. You knew he was gonna have a fun time. And with that, you and Cove continued your trip through the market together. What? See, but I know it's maybe you don't want to pay with masking too. Oh, that's true. Tape. Oh my! I always forget tape exists. Like masking tape exists. Mom, both had texted you during the trip, though only to say that they hoped you'd find some good stuff and that they'd see you later. There were no answers on where they went or why. You and Cove continued to wind your way through the bustling market, the list of outstanding items steadily shrinking while bags grew heavier. Sorry, I felt a burp coming that felt like a verb rather than a burp, so I'm just like making sure it stays down. Cove must have had a fantastic view of the market from your back. You might have thought that would have helped find the produce needed, but you would have been wrong. Putting Cove closer to the sky had made it easier for him to lose his head in the clouds. You heard as much about cool birds and people's stylish hair as you did about where you might find the next thing to pick up. He was just reveling in the new experience, and that was okay. Eventually, he realized that he had not checked his phone in a while. He couldn't reach it from his current position, so he came to a stop out of the flow of foot traffic and let him hop down. Cove rearranged all the bags he was carrying, freeing a hand so that he could pull out his phone. He watched his eyes dart over a screen as he read the waiting messages. Not important. I can reply to that later. His mumbled verdict under his breath. Cove's face scrunched with confusion.
Huh?
Wait, I got a message from my dad. Listen to this. Cove, I wasn't part of the plan. I didn't know what was going on when I left with Lem's mom. Where are you? What? It was all part of an actual plan? He sent that ages ago. I didn't hear it. Come on. He sent another one since then. He says he hopes I'm alright and that he's not bothering me. The newest one says everybody's going to the parking lot soon and we can meet up there. He lowered his phone, eyes narrowed. The same conclusion that was settling on you had landed on Cove as well. So it was on purpose. The crowd of people passing by stayed as noisy as ever, a sharp contrast to the signs that had fallen over you in Cove. He was rubbing the screen on his phone against his shirt, wiping away the dust and debris. He continued scrubbing the screen long after anything could have remained, the action of poor substitute for pushing away the awkwardness of the moment. You didn't care about your ones. You were struggling to come out. The shock was too fresh for you to even know how you felt. I felt alright. It's whatever. We gotta spend time with the Cove, you know? There's no malice behind the plot. You were quite sure of that. Your moms must have had their reasons for doing this, and it hadn't harmed you in any way. They could be really weird, huh?
Are you okay?
Yes. I'm fine. No, if you're, you know, His voice was gentle. Indeed it was! Like, ah! Oh my god! Damn, I sounded like Scuttle. From Little Mermaid. Yeah, really. That's good. Abandoning us without a warning wasn't really a cool idea. Even if they meant well, which they probably did. He looked at you straight in the eyes. Not making a big deal out of this is nice. Not exactly thrilled, personally. So if you want to complain to me, you can. Oh my god! Ah, that's the greenest flag! The greenest flag ever to exist! The greenest of the greens! Yeah! That's so cute! Dude, if someone, like when I see someone who does that, why are your eyes closed? Because I'm Asian, when I look down at my screen, it looks like my eyes are closed. They're not, but my camera can't comprehend it. So, yeah. And my window's behind me, so I can't exactly set it up to where my eyes are okay. It's just, yeah. The parameters aren't working correctly for this, so I kind of had to. Where's the free sample? Huh? They are unknown. I don't know. Not making a big deal. Oh. Wait, that's so mean! What the fuck? Why? Oh my god, that's so... I don't have anything to play without. Nothing? Ever? I don't know. His mouth hung open and then he laughed.
No way.
Come on, you've gotta have plenty of stuff to complain about just from the stunts I've pulled myself. Let alone what's happened today. You cracked a grin at that. Despite yourself, he could certainly be a troublemaker when he wanted to be, but he could also be kind. After a moment, he stepped away from you, face turned. Cove closed his eyes and took a breath. His brow creased, then furrowed deeper into his scowl. His arms tightly coiling each other. So they did do something stupid. I knew it. His voice had taken on an exaggerated quality. What truly distinguished it from Cove's typical speaking tone was the abundance of rage. This is such a chore. Parents are so dumb. Why do we have to go places with family members anyways? I hate them. He's copying that guy! Jeremy, I think. He got it instantly. It had been years since the boy with the bowl cut had been in town for summer, but Cove had never forgotten. To this day, he continued to unleash his impersonation whenever the moment had felt right. Sometimes you wondered if if the act had grown more exaggerated over the years, or if the kid really was acting always that ridiculous. Dude, I would burst out laughing. And every time it never failed to crack you up. Cove gave you a lopsided smile, letting the joke rest for now. Yes, I am. These are all the same stories. I'm just continuing step 3 because it has this other stories that I never got to finish. Come on, we should probably go meet with the group. Yeah. I mean, stories based on the summer. There you go. You didn't dally any longer, slipping back into the crowd and making your way towards the entrance of the farmer's market. It didn't take long to reach the parking lot. Your parents, Mr. Holden, and Liz were already waiting there. They waved at both of you as you approached. Your own family seemed to be in pretty good moods, in contrast to Mr. Holden. He stared at Cove with open concern as you got closer. Hey, bud. Hey, Mlem. How you doing? Dude, my chair keeps making that creaking noise. Yeah, see, what the hell? Imagine if the chair broke right now and I fell out of it. We'd been doing better if we hadn't been abandoned in a farmer's market by our families. You saw your mom's frowning at his response. Ma glancing from Cove to Mom. Mom blinking with eyes. Wait, blinking. The game is Our Life, and it's in the description, I think. Just because Mom is really laid back doesn't mean you can just leave her out of your plans and expect her to go with it every time. Ma hung her head, ashamed, and Mom had a hand pressed to his cheek. He could tell that they were quickly regretting their scheme.
I'm so sorry.
Aww. Her words were full of emotion. Mom squeezed Mom's arm. We were trying to make the errand more of a trip, less of a chore. Ma nodded. We didn't think you, Cove, and Liz wanted to be stuck trudging around a market with your parents all day. Especially not in the summer. But you're always very thoughtful and don't like to leave your moms behind, so we did ourselves. It was only going to be for the market, not the other shops, I promise. Still, you're right. We could have just told you and let you make your own call. I really am sorry. Neither of us meant to upset you.
I'm really sorry.
All gas, no brakes. And we should have known better. I'm sorry. Hello! Thank you for the sub! Your soul is mine and you're forever stuck here. My chair keeps creaking! What the fuck? Okay, maybe it's just the angle it was in. Maybe. Ma ditched me too after pulling her urgent potty break stunt. If that helps, I went off to do my own shopping, as it seems they planned.
Sorry.
Sorry I didn't check back with you. I wasn't thinking and just tried to blow it off. Oh. Nothing after. Thank you. Appreciate it. Worked really hard on it. You quietly took in their stories of what happened. Over to the side, Cove was talking to his dad. Thanks for telling me something was up, though I feel bad for missing the warning when you sent it.
You're welcome.
It's no trouble, sport. I learned my lesson about making surprise plans. Besides, I've got to register every thought that wanders through this head by you first, right? That sounds about right, yeah. Cove smiled at his dad, Mr. Holden laughing, clapped Cove on the back.
Not bad.
Wow, we're really being outplayed today. You realize you hadn't been the only onlookers on to the Holden's moment. Your moms were exchanging rueful looks. Liz had her arms crossed over her chest, patiently watching it all unfold. Yes, looks like it. We better find a way to catch up.
In that case,
Maybe we could do Mom's chores for the next week? Ma jabbed Mom. Yeah, do my chores. Ha 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 ha. You might be onto something. Lem, how'd you like the sound of that? They looked at you hopefully. Yeah, do my chores. Good, we're serious. And at the very least, we can make sure everyone stays together for the rest of the stops that we're making today. You all nodded at the suggestion.
yes.
We won't let you down. We'll be the best sheepdogs ever, guarding the flock and catching any strays.
Funny.
We could at least be shepherds. You chuckled, your mood lifting in spite of the bumpy morning. It was going to be alright. Make it 2 weeks? No, I'm not gonna make it 2 weeks. You turned the entrance for the farmer's market for one final glance, pressing into your memory under this new light. You thought on what you'd pick up at the market and how you were going to enjoy later. Some things you can only get from local supplier like this. That was another perk about coming along to the market today. Actually, you realized this would be a good time to bring out the fudge you got to share. while everyone was clustered together. Hey, wait! Before we go, I've got something for everyone. The announcement grabbed everyone's interest, and they looked over at you, each curious about what you had in store. You dug your hand into the bag and pulled out the specially selected treats. I saw this amazing fudge saw for the... Oh my god. I saw this amazing... Oh my god. I saw this amazing fudge saw, so I got a box for us to share. My tongue is getting tied, twisted into a bow. Oh. Whoa.
Aw.
That's so sweet of you. The Holdens were wearing matching grins at the prospect of free dessert. Their family resemblance more notable as they mirrored each other's expression. Sweet is the right word for this. Thanks very much, Mon.
Yeah.
Aww.
You're fantastic.
Great, I can't wait to bust it open. We should save it for tonight. You can't possibly enjoy a treat when there's still chores to be done. Besides, we don't want to make a mess with it melting in this heat. The others murmured their agreements and nodded, reaching a what the fuck? Consensus. Oh my god. You stowed the box away safely for now. Cove then sidled up next to you. An eager smile on his face. You could tell from his expression that he was up to something. Thanks again for getting fudge. It was really cool of you. You knew he had Hannah come over to thank you individually, not with that huge smirk. What is it? I got something to share too, but, well, only with you. I guess I'm not as nice. Oh well. You cooked up a scheme of your own? He laughed. Anyway, well, I sort of picked something out with you in mind. You held a hand to your chest, staring at Cove as he explained further.
I mean...
Since your moms decided we could go shopping separately, I figured I could use the time to get you something. Just a little surprise. He reached into his bag and retrieved one of the wrapped up objects You accepted the unexpected gift, and he looked on excitedly as you tore off the paper. It was a coffee drink in a glass bottle. You didn't need to taste it to know that it would be good. It was a boutique product. It was heavy in your hands, the container and smart metal cap reaffirming the quality. Even the label, constructed from coarse paper rather than a flimsy sheet of plastic, was distinctive. You were practically bouncing in anticipation, and he smiled sweetly at your reaction. It's not a big deal, but I thought you might like it. Aww. You didn't have to do that. Actually... His eyes began to widen. I got something for you too, when you weren't around. There was a burst of laughter first from your mom, followed by a chorus of chuckles from the other three. You forgot that they were still hanging around. Unfortunately, they hadn't paid you and Cove the same courtesy, and had been listening to your conversation. You weren't even apart for a whole day, and you both still used that as a chance to get each other little gifts. Mala clasped her hands together, eyes bright.
Good job.
That's so lovely. A day? It's less than a whole morning.
Right?
True, I don't even want to think about what happens when you spend real time apart. That's my boy. Aww. You reached back into the bag where you first had retrieved the box of fudge for everyone, shuffling it side to side to take out the other one underneath. You chuckled coolly, aware of the others were still watching. The first one was for everyone, but that's not all I got. I bought a second bunch of fudge. That's just for you. Cole's face lit up, his grin stretching from ear to ear. The laughter that came from the others, who were fully tuned in on the little show, didn't appear to reach him.
Seriously?
It's only for me? Cole took the box of fudge in one hand and claimed one of your hands with the other. He used the hold he had to lead you closer to him while lifting the hand to his mouth and prepare kisses over your knuckles. That's so cute! Oh my god! Okay. Okay. Oh my god! I can't do that. Fetch with rough... I used to watch that when I was a kid. a good show. I really liked it. It came on right before Ellen when I used to watch it. Sorry. Whoa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He looked at you with shining eyes. At this rate, it wouldn't just be your little group that knew that you'd been treating him. The whole parking lot was going to learn about it. Behind Cove, you could see Mom watching you both with a smile of hilarity. See, this is why he's so attached. You spoiled him. You shouldn't make fun, Pam. It's clearly mutual. Besides, I don't hear you complaining when I'm spoiling you. Mom pinched Mom's cheeks, making her laugh as she batted the hand away. Aww. Watched Ellen as a kid? No, but I knew Ellen was on next because after it was done, Ellen would start playing. Oh wait, either Ellen or Judge Judy. Okay, one of the show. One of them.
True.
Liz clapped her hands together with the air of a teacher calling for attention. Since the other adults weren't acting like grown-ups, the rest of us are going to have to pick up the slack. It's time to get back on schedule and continue with the rest of the errands. Playtime is officially over. Mom laughed while Mr. Holding grinned awkwardly. Mom hung her head in an exaggerated display of mock defeat. Kids are tough, and I can't even call them kids anymore. Liz tutted with amusement at her mother. Cole shrugged, saying a natural observer, and with a small smile on his face revealed that he was enjoying the conclusion. You laughed, glad that everyone was getting along. That's right, we're all grown-ups now. With that, your trip to the farmer's market was closed. It was time to move on. There weren't too many of you for one car, so you and Cove had wound up in Mr. Holden's car on the way over. He figured it made sense to do the same for the next leg of the journey. He sat next to Cove in the back. Immediately after the click of seatbelt in its lock announced that Cove was safely strapped in, he began to unfold a box of fudge he'd been given. You're gonna eat it now? Uh-huh. He nodded eagerly, not taking his eyes away from the counter. Oh, container. Whoops. He lifted the top off and longingly admired the selection inside. That looks like cookies and cream. That's a really cool flavor for fudge. They had one with caramel? Wow, it's gonna be so nice. That's peanut butter in there, right? Mm-hmm. It's chocolate with peanut butter mix. Oh, that's so good. Red fudge? That's gotta be red velvet flavor. You're right. Knew it. Delicious. I love red velvet. Once Cove had finished bestowing praise on what you picked, he promptly started sampling the selection. He was smiling, licking his lips, and having a grand old time. You could also tell from the way his nibbling was turning into a munching that the box wasn't going to survive the trip to the next shop. You were right. Cove had tried to savor the treats, claiming just one more until there was only one left, and the statement was financially forced to be true. He finished the last one too. He sighed contentedly.
Thank you.
Aww. Yeah, like the thing is, I also watched on PBS, but like other shows came on after. I don't know if he was even on PBS. I think it had to have been on PBS. It was the only one that had cartoons. But right after, it'd be like Judge Judy or something. Like right after. So, yeah, I don't know. You're welcome. He set the clean box to the side, then rested his hands on his spoiled tummy. Cove wasn't going to be hungry for a while after that. From there, he sat wordlessly, gaze drifting to the window. You knew Cove well enough to spot signs of when he was physically present, but mentally elsewhere. The way he would fall silent, staring without seeing, the long blinks, all of which he was doing right now as he looked at nothing in particular. He licked his fingers absent-mindedly, getting the last of the melted fudge off his hand. Oh wait, I kinda want to tease him. Cole straightened up to the sound of your voice, his pose stiff. He turned away, his hand smacking over his mouth instead. You're miles away for a second. What were you thinking about? Oh, well, I was just thinking about how nice you are. Oh, so cute. How nice I am? Yeah. His face grew redder as his hands clenched around the top of his knees. He stared at him, hoping for an explanation, but Cole simply ducked his head. When he next spoke, his voice was barely more than a whisper. I'm lucky I get to be here with you. Look at you directly. You smiled at him affectionately, eliciting an equally caring smile from Cove in return. Sorry, I burped. You felt content, secure in a relationship with Cove. I will enjoy my drink. You twisted off the cap and brought it to your mouth. Even before the first sip reached your lips, the scent tickled your nostrils. You took a swig. It was refreshing, the perfect way to hit the spot after a long morning trawling through the market. This is great! Thanks, Cove. He grinned at you, pleased that his pick had been well received.
You're welcome.
You spent the rest of the day completing the remaining errands all together as a group. I enjoyed it. You might not have come about under ideal circumstances, but it had proved you with an opportunity to spend time making your own choices. You felt that were risen to the challenge. Risen. He has risen. Wow. Sorry. My siblings wanted to play Left 4 Dead. So I have to try and finish this up as fast as I can. Another placid summer day was drifting by. Your daydreams were chasing each other, none sticking around long enough to become a farm plan. But you really didn't mind that for now. My nose is like allergy driven, bro. I don't like this. Hold on. Sorry, I had to blow my nose. The tapping worked its way into those dreams. Focusing more, you realized it was coming from your window. A grin popped on your face as though it had been waiting all day for this moment. Heading to the window, you could see Cove outside. His habit of climbing this way really was true Covism. He'd rather scale your house and wait a couple extra minutes for you to come down. You held your hand out. You offered Cove a hand to help him. Once he was mostly inside, he took it to help steady the last bit of his entrance. Though, considering how many times he had done this, he hardly needed the help.
Hey.
Aww, such a quiet hey. Hey to you. You think my mom should invest in some bigger windows? Cove laughed at that, and took one last look at his exclusive entrance. He hummed with a teasing look on his face. It'd make my life easier, that's for sure. His voice came out quietly, with a strangely pleased smile on his face. Did something happen? Cove opened his mouth to answer, only to have your phone ringing, cutting him off. You both turned to where it rested a little further up on your bed. It was still face down, so you couldn't tell who was calling. It's okay. Your attention shot back to Cove. He smiled at you awkwardly.
Don't worry about it.
Go check. It could be important. I'll wait. Thanks. You shuffled forward and scooped the little noisemaker into your hand. You flipped over and checked the caller ID. It's Miranda. Oh, you should answer it. I want to say hi too. With a nod, you accepted the call and set it to speaker. Hi, Miranda. Hi. There was something. Oh, she went hi. There was the dot after. There was something off about her tone. Cove met your gaze, and you saw the same confusion in his expression.
Have you heard from Terry?
Or did you hear about her from Cove? No. Huh? No, she hasn't called me. But Cove is with me right now. Hey. Oh, hi, Cove. Is that what you were going to say? He shook his head, no. But realizing that it wasn't a good answer when one person couldn't actually see it.
No.
No, Terry hasn't called me today either. Is something wrong? At that, Miranda couldn't hold herself together any longer. The muffled sobs on the other side of the line were unmistakable. Terry doesn't like me anymore. If she ever did. What? That doesn't sound right. You're probably her best friend out of all of us. Yeah, why do you think that? She sniffled, and there was a pause as you can hear the shift of the phone from her other hand. Terry was here the other night watching movies with me. We were up super late. She realized her parents probably went to bed, so they couldn't pick her up. My mom and dad were definitely asleep then. Dad works early. I tried telling her it was okay to just spend the night and she could text her parents what happened. But Terry really didn't want to. He glanced at Cove. He looked equally unsure as you, but where the story was going, it didn't sound like a friendship ending situation. I suggested things to make it easier if she was nervous. Like she could sleep by herself in my room while I stayed somewhere else. Yeah? And I said we didn't have to sleep at all. We could have kept watching movies until one of our parents woke up. I wouldn't have minded. I know not everyone could do sleepovers, but Terry wouldn't even tell me what was really wrong or what I could do to help. Or maybe I thought we could tell each other anything. I guess I was wrong. Did she stay in the end?
No.
We got too loud in the kitchen and my dad woke up. He offered to drive her home when he heard what was wrong. She texted me apologizing for my dad having to do that when he needed to rest, but that was it. She isn't talking to me anymore. You can hear every bit of the tears and heartbreak in Miranda's voice. This continued to be a shock for your neighbor, but Cove recovered and spoke gently. I'm really sorry.
I mean...
There's no way Terry wanted to make you feel this bad, or that she's just done with your friendship because of this. Miranda's sniffing continued. You hoped she had plenty of tissues handy. Chances are, Terry is just keeping her distance because she feels bad that she made her dad drop her off when he needed rest. Like, you know, she's probably feeling sad. I don't think that's a friendship ending. He'll be okay. It had to be. You couldn't imagine any alternative. Miranda's voice sounded a little bit more collected after finishing her story. But you knew that crying was far from being done. I thought she'd have reached out to one of you by now. Maybe she's not talking to anyone. Yeah. Sorry for bothering you and Cove about this. Hey, we're here for you.
Right.
You can tell us anything. Thank you. Her shaking voice finally conveyed a little optimism. Or at least relief that she wasn't dealing with it entirely on her own.
Is that alright?
If you do hear from her or anything, could you let me know if she's alright? We can. Thanks. Let's talk later, okay? Bye. 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 That didn't really seem like an especially productive point to the end of to end the call. Though you also weren't sure where to go from there. Looking to Cove, his face seemed as lost as yours. No alternative. You hung up and put your phone back on your bed. Cove crossed his arms, a frown seizing with his face. Sorry, I burped. He began to pace the length of your room, clearly trying to get the pieces together in his head in a way that made sense. Worried. Biting the inside of your cheek, you stared at the ground. Hearing Miranda go so distraught like that was not easy. And what about Terry? The uncertainty was tearing you up. The empty state of your mind before learning this was not helping you now. You couldn't put two thoughts together, and flopping back on your bed, you stared into space. We should probably try calling Terry. Kozos managed to drag you back into some grounding. He stopped pacing, but he still saw a perturbed look on his face. Yeah, I'm worried about her too. He bounced up and moved to his side, ready to act on whatever plan you two could come up with. Cove started with the easiest thing. He pulled out his phone and called Terry. Cove let it ring and ring and ring and ring. Terry didn't answer. There wasn't even an option to leave a voicemail. Your shoulders slumped, and Cove looked even more troubled, if that was possible. He turned to you as if for some lifeline. Could you try calling? I'm gonna send a text, just like, hey, I was trying to reach you, call me, or something. Yeah. You took up your phone once more. Unfortunately, after another set of interminable rings, the line went dead. No answer, no voicemail. Hanging up, you saw Cove visibly deflate. Wait, what the? Wait, I'm not done reading! He rubbed his arms, eyes distant, openly struggling with the whole affair. I don't like this at all. They're fighting. We barely know anything, and we're supposed to. Just wait and see? Despite it only being a minute since he texted Terry, Cove checked his phone again. He was desperate for progress, for something, and you frowned as you watched him. They're gonna get over it. Like, they have to. Like, they just need to talk, you know? It's just a small little chat. Cove stared hard at the screen as though he was trying to will a new message to appear. As your words sank in, he harshly stared at you, not impressed with that response. Continued glare. Oh, his continued glare didn't stop you from completing the thought. We know them. Whatever's going with Terry, we'll all get past it. Closing his eyes, he took a deep breath. He then sighed and his shoulders dropped down a bit. Yeah, you're probably right. That's the spirit. Cove was still gripping his phone with both hands, as though it might fly away if he didn't let go. Oh, if he let go. He looked to you with almost painful earnestness. Sorry.
Well,
What do we even say if we do hear from one of them? His pacing resumed as he attempted to answer his own question. We could probably tell them to talk to each other instead of only us, maybe? He slowly came to another halt, like a gear winding down. We should just comfort and let up. He wondered. We should find out Terry said. Nothing can be done until you knew what she thought of this. That much was certain. Cove nodded slightly in agreement. For several minutes, you both remained there silent, drowning in your thoughts. Eventually, Cove turned around. I'm gonna text Terry that we already know what is going on. Maybe she'll have an easier time talking to us because she won't have to pretend or explain. Brandon did say it was alright to admit she talked to us. He felt too overwhelmed. Yeah. Miranda called you, asking if Terry had opened up about it, and then she told us about what happened in private. She didn't know if Terry would be okay with any of that. That doesn't make it fine to do that to her. Terry isn't talking to Miranda at all. If you want to tell Terry, we could still talk to Miranda about it first.
I get it.
We could, but if Miranda wanted it to be a big secret, then she should have just said that. And if she does want to hide it, I don't think she would. That's hard. Cause the thing is, knowing that Miranda had talked to us first can make Terry think Miranda was talking crap and talking shit, you know? And be like, what did she say? You know, and her anxiety is just gonna go up even more. To the point where there's a chance she won't even respond. You're being really mean right now. You need to just stop already. We should still call Miranda. You felt too overwhelmed. Yeah. It's only fair. For a moment, Cove thought about what you said. Calmly, you added. I'm not saying we can't tell Terry ever, but we just have to talk to her about it so she understands. Saw noise escaped his lips. All the frustration at the situation crumpled away from his face. He spoke softly. Thanks, Mom. I'm just with me with all this happening. Cove took one last look at his phone and then put it away. His effort at a smile was meager, but earned.
It's okay.
We can just forget about it for a while. Terry will talk to us when she wants to. I'd like to be alone for a while. Could you leave? Leave. No. Even the slight lessening of tension between you and Cove was working wonders on your shaking heart. The last thing any of you needed was more division among your friends. A silence stretched on in what felt like hours, but it likely wasn't that long before there was a knock at your bedroom door, and Mom peeked in. Just want to check in on you. Oh, Cove. When did you get in here? When she saw you were there, she opened the door all the way. Ma was standing there as well. She slid past her wife to come inside your space. What's going on? We're okay. It's just Miranda called her earlier. She and Terry are fighting, but none of us know what's going on with Terry. You prayers exchanged a meaningful look, though its meaning was lost to
I
you.
am so sorry.
I'm sorry there's trouble with your friend, sweetie. Is there anything we can do to help? Out of the corner of your eye, you saw Cove rub his arm awkwardly, unable to add anything. No, we're just waiting to see if Terry calls or texts, or if Miranda does. Well, we can at least help you take your mind off things while you're waiting.
Yeah.
Another great idea, Lonnie. We can get the whole gang together for some quality time. Mom gave you a soft smile and added, "This'll be good, especially since it might might help make up for what happened at the farmer's market." Yes, it'll be wonderful. I'll go see what Liz is up to right now. Excited, she fluttered a few steps away and then stopped. She pivoted on her heels and raised a single finger, flashing a big smile at Cove.
It's no trouble.
And of course, Cliff will be welcome too. Knowing your family has always been there for you, that couldn't be underestimated. In fact, it meant everything to you that your moms cared so much. I really appreciate this. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. That's nice of you.
You're welcome.
You're both very welcome. Don't sweat it. Not so, kiddos. Leave things to us. Just relax and we'll call you when it's all together. You nodded and your moms dispersed for now, springing into action for their impromptu get-together. You flopped down on your bed, feeling like you could sink into it and disappear. Cove, meanwhile, took a spot on a chair, off to the side. You sighed at the same time, and Cove's mouth pulled into a bent smile at that. He gave his phone another quick check, and his eyebrows furrowed. Still nothing? Yeah. This is crap, huh? Yeah. Cove chewed the inside of his cheek, as if to mimic the stress that was clearly eating him away. Cove, what's wrong? What's really wrong? One disagreement doesn't make you act like this. That got a pointed pause in his movement. Cove was carefully trying to put his thoughts together. He spoke in a fragile voice. I wish it didn't have to happen, but this isn't possible. So, oh well, I guess. He stopped giving a nonchalant shrug after this is— Wait, did I accidentally skip something? Wait. Oh, I did! What the hell? When people you care about, when they're unhappy with each other, there's nothing you can do. At least when you're in a fight yourself. You have some responsibility, some control over it. Other people do what they want. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, you sound so sad. Well, we just have to focus on the things we can impact, or at least try. You turned to Cove, hoping that your eyes conveyed the message you were feeling better than your words. His gentle nod told you that they did. There was a question you had to ask. Is it because of what happened with your parents? Cove ran a hand through his hair, and a strained smile spreading across his lips. For him, this pain struck close to his heart. Just as quickly as it had come, his smile was gone, lost amidst his faraway gaze. Yeah, you got it. It's like my parents. Despite knowing him for so many years, Cove had never spoken of the years before he moved into Sunset Bird. Before his parents— Did you guys hear that car? Cove had never spoken of the years before he moved to Sunset Bird, before his parents separated, in any detail. He whispered his thoughts distantly, almost unconcerned with whether he could hear them or not. They used to fight all the time. I think they got along when I was a baby. I mean, they had to have wanted to be with each other at some point. When I was old enough to remember anything, it was already bad. There was always something wrong, and I could never help. Just wanted them to be happy. You tried to imagine your moms breaking up, and the very idea scared you, but Cove had endured that for real. I'm sorry. What?
Don't worry about it.
It's okay. Despite the revelation, Cove gazed reassuringly at you. It's not like that anymore. Things are different now. I don't even really think about it. Again, the sorrow reasserted itself. When he continued, you could barely hear him, though it's pretty obvious I haven't forgotten either. He needs a comfort hug. Across the room, picking up a little bit of speed, and Cove's eyes widened. Shut of the chair stood up, waiting for you with a nonplussed look. Oh, he's crying. No! When I see Cove looking like this, the squiggly and the tears, I think of Larry from Sally Face when he finds the truth about his dad, and Larry makes that face like, so my dad, he really did leave, and then he does that, the sad eyes. This is what it looks like. It looks like that. It looks like that. Why? I didn't make him cry. I just let him vent because he was doing his own thing. When you collided into him, wrapping arms around his middle and knocking the air out of his lungs, all mystery was gone. Cove squeaked.
Oh.
You returned the gesture longingly. Exhaling, you press your cheek into the warmth of his chest. The tension stuck inside you released like a river flowing into the ocean. That was Cove. The firmness of his hug told you Cove didn't plan on letting go anytime soon. You both needed the comfort and closeness just for a little bit longer. When he finally did, he kept hold of your hand. The two of you took a seat again, this time side by side on your bed. Today was long, huh? Yeah, it was. Let's lead again to reading. This is like a comfy bedtime story to me. I'm like, wow, how cute. Me. Resting the side of your head onto his shoulder, you glanced up at his face. Cove watched you affectionately. In that gentle gaze, you finally felt like everything was going to be okay. No matter what happens, we can make it work. His smile pulled into a bent smile at that. You chuckled, resting your head comfortably back on his shoulder.
Me too.
Aww. Yeah, the writing is good. I really like it. He couldn't sit still anymore. Cove leaned in, delicately pressing his lips to your forehead. And he raised one hand to lightly touch your jaw. Oh, what the fuck? This is so unfair. This is so unfair. Fuck 2D game. Fuck dating sims. Why am I playing this game? That's so sweet. I'm a sucker for sweet things like this. Aww. I feel more lonely than usual. I know. This makes me feel so lonely. It's sad. Like, I want a significant other, but I don't. I don't have the mentality to. I'm not stable enough for a relationship, nor do I want to go through that. It's such a pain. Okay, I was thinking about it. How the hell do you go in a relationship and just talk? Like, how do you talk to someone new and be like, try to get to know them? Like, what's your favorite color type of deal? Like, how can you do that? And then you have to reopen yourself back up to this person, like, that you just met, and you have to get comfortable with them, and, like, act like your true self, and then slowly, like, show your true colors? Like, what? Wait, I feel like that's really difficult to do. Like, having to restart all that. Like... Oh, what's your favorite color? When's your birthday? How was your day? Oh, tell me more about your childhood. Did anything happen? What's your family like? That's like so much. That's so much. That's... When you remember to breathe, blood rushed to your face, turning your skin a deep red. You try not to think about how hot you were feeling, because after everything that happened today, you were just grateful for the moment. After a while, it stayed like this. A comfortable quiet fell between you, and the sun fell with it. The warming calm ended when Cove gasped sharply. He spun, half expecting to find him nursing an injury, but instead found himself staring straight ahead. What?
Oh my god.
I think my phone just vibrated. Check it out! Right. He patted his pocket, fumbling in panic, and yanked the phone out. The force action nearly catapulted the device out of his grip entirely, but caught it just in time. His eyes honed in on the screen. It's Terry! Thank God. She says she's sorry. He looked back at you, eyes wide as his nerves started to fray once more. What should I say? Ask her what's going on. He flashed you a shaky smile as he began to type. You suspected that he had similar thoughts himself. but wanted the reassurance of a second opinion. Cove's phone buzzed nearly as soon as the message sent. It's Terry again. She's talking to us. He leaned in, watching the conversation unfold on Cove's screen.
Right.
She's gonna actually call. Cove held his breath as he waited. Though he was good with people, he'd never been at ease managing conflict. His phone rang out. Cove jammed the answer button. He switched the phone into speaker mode, allowing you to participate in the conversation. Despite his immediate reaction, his voice lacked the same resolve when he spoke. Hey. It was a tentative, a white flag fluttering in the wind. Lem is here too. Hi, we've been worried about you.
Hey.
Aww. Terry was very recognizable, but without her usual quick pattern energy.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Probably not. Cove tensed, his free hand coiling into an anxious fist. Can you talk to us about what happened? You heard Terry sigh over the phone as she unburdened herself. Pretty much, I was at Randy's house. We decided to watch movies she super liked that I'd never seen before. Turns out there's a lot of those. We watched one, then another and another. We were having so much fun. Each time one finished, she had another one to share with me. I didn't really think about it that time. I only wanted to say yes to Randy and watch her movies. She spoke wistfully, but her words were full of affection. It was Randy, you know. I wasn't thinking about my schedule or what time it was. I get it. Then I finally saw the time, and oh no, it was way too late. I already knew I couldn't stay. She took a deep breath, her voice becoming more softer, and she resumed talking. I was so stressed out. I just couldn't deal with it. Miranda wanted to help. She kept coming up with ways to make it better and trying to figure out why I was so upset and stuff. I was trying to answer her questions, and there were so many, but I couldn't really answer all of them. I didn't even know why some of her ideas didn't work with me. It made my head ache. I still had the first problem and Randy there, trying to help, blasting all these questions and suggestions at me faster than I could even think. She gulped audibly, sniffling. I got frustrated and told her to just leave me alone. But then she wanted to talk about why I wanted that, and we started having a fight in the kitchen. It woke Randy's dad up. There we go. We told him about how I wanted to go home, but my parents couldn't get me. So Mr. Edgar offered him to. That's nice of him. I know. I accepted because I definitely couldn't stay then, not after throwing a racket and turning into a big deal. But I feel awful and embarrassed. Why did I yell at Randy and hurt her feelings? I made her dad lose sleep by waking him up and having to drive me home. What do you say after that? I have no idea. I don't know where to start. I don't want to make it worse by saying the wrong thing and fighting again. So, I'm not talking. Terry, Randy isn't mad at you. Isn't mad that you didn't want to stay or that you fought. She just wants to feel like you could talk to her. I mean, you can say whatever you want. She'll listen. Not talking to her at all is pretty much the only wrong way to go about it. Terry Oh, I burped, sorry. I'm like quietly burping, sorry. Terry lamented, there we go, mournfully on the other side of the end line, at the end of the line. But he had a point unless she faced Miranda again. Hey, I'm not done yet. Again, there would be no resolution. He looked at Cove, hunched over the phone, staring pensively into it, and searching for a solution. This couldn't be solved with the other key part missing. But what if you brought them in? Your phone was still free. Or gotta do it secretly. Terry might flee from the call if you told her what was going on. You wanted to make certain they spoke to one another. You slipped her phone out in the background. You could hear Cove and Terry still talking. You began dialing while they were distracted, then set it to speaker and waited for Miranda to join.
Hi.
I'm Lem. Her voice was still distant, as if her thoughts were elsewhere, but it was loud enough for your needs. What was that? Terry shouted her question, confirming that she heard Miranda's arrival too.
What happened?
What was that? Cove glanced over his shoulder towards you, spotted the phone in your hand. He smiled ruefully. He'd sussed your game. Sus among us! Sus among us! Randy? Terry? Realizing that they could hear each other was dawning over all parties now. You decided to help along with the explanation. Miranda's on speaker with me, Terry's on speaker with Cove. Oh. Oh. There was a pause while the two of them digested this information, considering their next words. You and Cove exchanged looks, waiting for the wall between them to break, wondering who would be the one to do it. As the quiet dragged on, you caught Cove chewing his cheek. He must have weighed up the same question as you, whether to encourage the conversation along or leave Miranda Terry to resolve it themselves. The answer came in the form of one sniff, followed by another, in Cove's phone.
Sorry.
Sorry, Randy. I hope you still like me. What? You were the one acting as if you didn't like me? Her tone was defensive, no doubt as a result of her wounds from last night still being raw.
What?
No way! Everyone likes Randy! You're wonderful. Your eyes met Cove's. His phone was tilted towards you, capturing the call indirectly. You moved your phone closer to his, hoping that the signal was strong enough to convey your every nuance of noise. Tone? Cove did likewise, bringing his call next to yours, even bumping against it as if he shifted his grip. I didn't know what to say. That's the only thing I wanted to talk. That's the only reason I wouldn't talk to you. If I had known the answer, I'd have told you right away. Miranda murmured on the other end of the line. You didn't want to stay. Anything I tried to do bothered you, and you could have told me you didn't know. I think I was angry at myself. I did a dumb thing, and I didn't want help with it. I wanted to be mad and just deal with it myself. Maybe keep doing dumb things. Aww. Oh. When she spoke again, her voice was quiet, as tender and vulnerable as the words.
I'm sorry.
Staying up late watching stuff was all my fault. I had to find a way to fix it. That's what I thought, anyway, but I should have given you space. I'm sorry for being so pushy and sensitive. Hardly. Miranda Ecker having a flaw? I've never heard of such a thing. Miranda let out a ghost of a giggle. Cove cleared his throat. Maybe you should call each other now. Sorry.
Sure.
Can do. Thanks for giving me the kick in the butt to do this already. Randy and Mandy. I'm gonna call you right now. Bye, Lemon Cove. She hung up after squeezing in another quick bye, though not giving you or Cove room to respond to in kind. Miranda laughed, the noise tinkling gently like wind chimes in a summer breeze.
You're really nice.
Thank you for listening and helping. I'm gonna hang up now so I can answer Terry's call. Bye. Bye. And good luck. Bye. Talk to you soon. Wow, not even a thank you. We did all this work and not even a thank you. I'm kidding. Miranda hung up, still chuckling softly as your call ended. The room felt emptier without the other voices in it. Cove expelled a sigh that crashed through the newly fallen silence. He dropped his arms to his side, letting his head hang down like a puppet at rest. Thank God. You were simply happy. Cove scratched at his face, his expression cloudly. I think I need to find better ways for dealing with conflict because that was awful. I think you did okay. Cove meekly smiled as he rubbed his eyes, wearing his creeping over him, mumbled his next word. We could talk about it another day. Conflict resolution methods?
Huh?
Oh, no, forget it. Your eyes rose and then a light bulb went off in your head. Before Miranda called, didn't you say there was something you'd wanted to say? Cove's original visit had been thrown so off kilter that it was a struggle to wind your memory back to when he first turned. Now you did though. You remembered what he had been perky when he arrived this afternoon. Was it good news? Cove brushed his hands against the snow, folded arms slightly. Well, yeah, maybe. I'm not exactly sure it counts as news or even good. It just is what it is. I'm happy about it though. You were curious, but you didn't want to push Cove if you didn't want to speak about it. You don't have to say anything, but if it makes you feel good, I think it is good news. Cove chuckled awkwardly, a hand creeping up to ruffle the hair on the back of his head. It's fine. If you want to hear, I can tell you. He shifted on his feet as if different posture might give him the support he needed for the conversation. I didn't want to make it a big deal, but I I just know what my sexuality is now. Oh! A real subject change, huh? He chuckled. True, it was unexpected. But you were excited that Cove had come to an understanding himself more. And I'm glad he wanted to share that with you. That's great! Tell me more! Cove drew a breath and straightening up. I'm demisexual, so, most of the time, I don't really have those kinds of feelings. Physical wants and stuff. It's only in some situations when I'm already really emotionally and romantically connected to someone that I start to ever think about anything sexual, and it's only with them. I hadn't heard the term until pretty recently, and it just made a lot of sense. Once I knew what I meant, I had a word that fit how I felt.
Yeah.
And I'm pan-romantic, because I've never had a preference or a specific gender or anything. So yeah. Aw, that's great! That makes sense. Cove looked down at the floor. Being so open and direct about a matter that personal, which you were sure he'd spent a long time trying to figure out, seemed to be kind of weird for him. Despite that, there was a small, proud smile on his face. When he looked up again, his gaze was steadfast. Wait! I gotta want to do that just like a joke. I'm gonna say it. Cole flushed and frowned equally hard at the statement. He struggled to get a response. Yeah. What kind of thoughts? You don't need to ask. Oh! We're sure that was true, but couldn't help chuckling at how bashful he was. No matter what, you wouldn't be getting a more explicit response than right now. The topic was dropped. All this talk of co-sexuality made you reflect about your own. Your view had evolved since you were younger. Wait, what did I put when I was younger? Your feelings on yours hadn't wavered? Wait. I don't remember what I put, but I remember putting bi, I think. Cove had known for years now. It was heartwarming that he had reached a point where he felt similarly capable of discussing his own. You felt even closer. You felt his tiredness deep in the marrow of your bones. It had been a tiring day. Now everything was neatly wrapped up, for today at least, and you had earned a rest. You had some good talks and come out of it not only knowing each other better, but yourself too.
Hey.
Hey, we should probably head downstairs soon if your moms are still wanting everyone to get together. Yeah, that's right! So, with a renewed spring in your step, you led your way out of your room. You got downstairs to find the others already assembled and waiting.
Hi.
Hello! Hey! Good to see you both.
Hey!
Here we were, trying to corral everyone into a group, but the two of you were already upstairs this whole time. Of course we were together. You paid Lum to stick with me. Or did you forget? No, you can make jokes about it now. The statement was meaningless to your family, who looked to each other for answers in vain. Mr. Holden, who got the messages loud and clear, seemed embarrassed. He chuckled nervously, rubbing the back of his head. Ouch, son. You always know when to remind me of that one. Uh-huh. I can't let you live it down yet. Can I hear exactly what this secret is? The suspense is killing me.
Right.
Alright. I better get everyone up to speed. He held up his hands, palms out, pacifying his audience, or perhaps holding them up as a shield in advance. The first day I met Mlem, I'd been worrying about Cove being alone for the summer.
Well...
There weren't a lot of kids around, and he wasn't exactly on the best terms with me at the time. He glanced around at your family, gauging their responses. I felt like this was my one shot, so I kind of offered her $20 to be friends with Cove, and added that she couldn't tell him about it. Liz gasped. Ma was staring incredulously at Mr. Holden, while Mom's eyebrows had retreated to her hairline. You and Cove, already knowing the story, were the only ones unaffected. After a while, I really did honestly forget it happened. He raised his hands higher, now level with his shoulders. Not a bad idea, you thought. If Mom felt inclined to throw a cushion at him, he'd probably manage to block in time. I know that's bad, but I've had so many great ideas over the years. It's hard to keep track of them all. Cove smiled, placing his hands on his hips, and shaking his head at his father's antics.
Seriously?
I can't believe you. Though, also, I totally can. Your moms are less indulgent. The shock had ebbed away to displeasure. Mom's foot was tapping rapidly as she frowned to at the next door neighbor, while Ma had her arms crossed over her chest and her lips pursed. I'm sorry, Mlem. I'm sorry to your parents too. That was way out of bounds. Don't worry about it. Everything worked out. Your moms give each other that look where they seem to communicate with eyes only. Alright, well, that's that then. Won't happen again.
Absolutely.
It definitely won't.
Alright.
Good. It was a little surprising that they were letting him off the hook. But on the other hand, it was a long time ago, and now you were sure your moms remembered those painful early days of Cove's arrival too. Mr. Holden wasn't a potential bad influence anymore, so a lecture would be pretty moot. Instead, your mom gave him a lenient smile.
In that case,
Now that it's settled, why don't we find something to do? Nods of agreement cascaded through the group. Did I say hello? Hello. Oh, hello, Rhombus. I think you did. Wait, I don't remember. I don't think so. Through the group of a couple ways at the suggestion. Mr. Holden's shoulders slumped with a release of tension. He brought his hands down, tucking them away into his pockets. How about cards? There was a murmur of interest from the others. You were keen to play. It was very nearly, but not quite unanimous. Mr. Holden demurred. I think I'll sit this one out. What's the fun in that? Join in. We're not too angry with you. Yes, and I know there's a lot of people, but we can make it work. Mr. Holden shrunk into himself, embarrassed by their attention. Dad, you love playing cards. We do it at our house all the time. Dad? Mr. Holden broke under the combined force of everyone's attention. Cove, you're an adult now. You deserve to know the truth. I used to throw the card games so you could win. I put up a good fight, but I always made sure to lose a lot more rounds than I won. He toyed with the end of his ponytail, clearly distressed at the second grade secret. He wasn't real today. What? I know people want to be taken seriously and fake wins don't mean as much, but I couldn't help myself. It's so much better when everyone else got the chance to be victorious. Carver knew and went along with it. Cove laughed in disbelief that this was the thing that his dad stressed about hiding, after the other stunts he pulled over the years. So what? Lots of parents do that. I hadn't guessed it, sure, though looking back it makes sense. That's right. What's the big deal, Cliff? You can finally take the kids' gloves off and give them a run for their money. Maybe even actual money in your case. Mr. Holden smiled coyly, his gaze lowering. I'm not sure that's a good idea.
why?
And why not? He waved his hand expansively. The movement's fluid and vague. It's just, actually, I am something of a card shark. I used to make lots of fast cash off games. Casual players don't have a shot unless it's a game of pure luck. Cove's jaw hung open, his eyes fixed on his father. Really? There was a touch of amazement, even an admiration, nestled among the shock. The other members of the Blood family exchanged looks ranging from Liz's disbelief to Mom's intrigue, with Ma somehow in the middle between the two. You can't simply make a claim like that and expect us to go along with it. Let's see you back it up, Shark Man. Mr. Holden gave her a crooked smile. His demeanness, the fuck, quickly became replaced with the confidence of someone very skilled or very misguided. You sure about that? Definitely. We've got to see the so-called non-casual player in action. Well, I might be able, though who knows, maybe I've gotten rusty. His coyness continued to rile the gang up, and he was getting a kick out of it now.
Please?
Alright.
I can dust off the old tricks. Great! Cove waved at his father while Mom clapped Mr. Holden on the back. Liz darted off to get the deck of cards while the rest of you settled in for the game. Hands were dealt. Mr. Holden wasted no time proving his words true, wiping the floor with all of you. Ow, my nose. You played several rounds, even switching games, but none of you were a match for him. That was how the alliance came to be forged. The rest of you joined forces against Mr. Holden, only just to try increasing the odds of beating him. With your combined efforts you pulled out a few victories. Yeah, it was still a challenge. It was clearly a professional. If these are his skills now, rusty with disguise, You couldn't even imagine what a deadly opponent he had been in the past. Despite that, you still had fun. Working cooperatively actually fostered a sense of camaraderie. You get the idea. With the others, Mr. Holden didn't appear fazed by this strategy. You actually wondered whether the increased challenge made it more interesting for him. You spent the rest of the afternoon together with your family, and the Holdens having fun. It was an interesting evening for sure, with many discoveries for everyone. It was freeing, and yet simultaneously, you felt more tied together than you had been before. Oh, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of growing a headache, sadly. So I'm gonna end it there. We only got to 2. We'll finish the other 2 next week as best as I can. I'm so sorry. I was gonna finish it today, but my headache is kicking in. I don't know what's happening. And it's like paining the back of my head. So I don't want to deal too much with it and then end up getting sick or something over it and crying about it later. Like, oh, I should have ended stream earlier. No, you know. But yeah, we're gonna end it there. I know it wasn't even 2 hours yet, but every time I was reading, my head was like throbbing in the back of my head. But yeah, that's where we're gonna end it. I know usually these games are supposed to be like 6 to 7 hours, but I haven't done shit about it, so why are we at 965 already? Calm down! I'm not done mixing. What is it? Is this the longest playthrough for the channel? I think it is. Yeah, The Walking Dead was a bit smaller, huh? Walking Dead had 6 live streams. This one so far has 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4. So I guess we'll figure it out. We'll see. We'll see. Will it surpass The Walking Dead, or will it be just as equal to The Walking Dead? We shall see. But yeah, I am gonna head out and chillax for a bit. Thank you guys so much for coming today. Tomorrow will be Maple Story. Hopefully it is not under maintenance again and I can actually play it or I will cry. Because I really want to know what this game is like. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. Remember, you're beautiful. Please like the stream if you haven't already. It helps boost my channel to the algorithm. And if you'd like to, please comment on the live stream after it's ended too. It helps also boost the channel for the algorithm. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for coming. Alright, see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.